Hi guys, I hope you are safe and sound. I'm Devatapatra. In this video, we're going to try and understand when pandemic started to decline in other parts of the world. We see that the number keeps rising every day in India. I've been thinking about when this pandemic will start to decline in India. I hope you're curious as well. Fortunately, we have data to understand. Before I start, I want to tell you that I'm not an epidemiologist or data scientist. I was going through the data and found an interesting pattern. I will share my observation, and it can be wrong in real scenarios. So let's dive in. I'm using data from Johns Hopkins University. So we have a question like when a pandemic will start decline in India. Let's try to find out. I'm using Colab and Python, and here I'm importing some libraries like pandas and plotly, and here I'm trying to import a CSV file and creating a data frame, and in the data frame I'm trying to rename a column, and in the third row I have a list of countries with their population, and in the fourth row I'm trying to show the past five rows of my data frame. So this is what it looks like. We have a list of countries with their latitude and longitude, and we have the time series data, and we have data up to 4th of June. So I'm going to remove first four columns and then convert my columns to rows and rows to columns. So I have created a function here. So here I'm trying to so this function returns the data for a specific country, and this is where I'm formatting the data, and here I'm trying to find the daily new cases for each day, okay, from the total, and here I'm trying to calculate the per million case per day, and here I'm trying to show a graph, the plotly graph. So here I'm passing a list of countries, and it fetches the data, it fetches the country information, and plots the graph. Okay, so now here I'm trying to paste the data of India and trying to show the last five rows here. So here we see that here we have total, you have date, you have daily new cases for that day, and here we have per million cases for that day. Okay, so per million cases keeps rising. So when we plot data for India, we see that it keeps on rising every day, and when we hover over a point, we see that on the left hand side we see the date, that is 5/24/20. On the right hand side we see the daily new cases. So for this node, it is 7,113, and below we have 102, that is the per million case for that day. Okay, so per million case that keeps rising, as you can see it is now 140, 153, 160, 167. So it keeps on rising every day. Below I have a list of countries that I'm going to show you how their numbers started to decline and when. Okay, so we have a lot of countries. I'm trying to hide countries so that we have a better visualization. Okay, let's start from Italy. Okay, so it has started to decline. As you can see that it peaked almost when when their per million population was 888 or 1300. Okay, so it started to decline when their population, uh, when their per million infected people reached 1300. Okay, so it is close to 1000. Let's say, let's see Germany. So in Germany also we have, it started to decline when we have 1000 per million cases. As you can see that all these countries following the bell curve pattern. In case of Spain, we also see it started to decline after 1000. In United Kingdom, it's also almost equals to 1000. In Switzerland, it is also equals to 1000. In Portugal, it also equals to 1500, and which can be seen that we might have a bad data on this day, like it is on 9th we have 100, 815, on 12th it is 1500, or it could be correct data. So even if it is correct, we have per million case at peak is 1500. In Singapore it is 1400. In Netherlands it is 1400, 1700. In Russia it is 1500. It started to decline as as you can see the trend here. In Denmark it is also close to 1000. In Turkey it is also close to 1000. In Austria it is close to 800 and maybe close to 1000. Then it started to decline. In Norway it is also close to 1000. Then it started to decline. So we see almost 13 countries started to decline and their per million cases reached 1000. So we definitely see a pattern here. So maybe people develop some sort of immunity at this point. And well, this is not herd immunity. To achieve herd immunity, uh, the population, their 60 to 80% of the population need to be infected, and this 1000 per million case is only 0.001% of the population, you know. But there are news going around that the actual number of infected people could be 10 to 20 times of the reported number. As you know, large number of people develop mild or no symptoms, so so those people never go, never get reported. Even if we add this number, this 20 to 10 times, 10 to 20 times to our 0.001, we have 0.02% of the people are infected. Maybe that's when it started to decline. I don't know. Only experts can confirm that. When we see the data of Ireland and Belgium, let's see that their trend shows that it started to decline after almost 4000, for Belgium, and for Ireland it is also close to 33,400. So maybe these countries are testing more. In case of Romania and Finland, we see that it started to decline after the per million case reached 700. not 700. It is, I guess, 400, and for Finland it is 400. Maybe they tackled the issue earlier. And in case of these US, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Peru, and you see that you see that US has started to decline after, you know, 3,300. It started to decline. Looks like it started to decline. And in case of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, it is close to 20,000. Maybe these countries are testing more. So what we have learned here is that most of the countries, I mean, these 13 countries started to decline after 1,000, after their per million case reached 1,000. If we go through this trend and we could this trend and assume that we also have 10 to 20% of the infected cases go unreported, and also assume, which is not a proof, right? Also assume that, pandemic starts to decline after attaining 1,000 per million case. You know, on 4th of June, which is 4th of June. Okay, let me correct it. So on 4th of June, we have 2,26,000, which is 164 per million case. Okay, so to reach 1,000 per million case, when we divide 2,26,000 by 164 and multiply into 1,000, we have 13 lakh people needs to be infected when it finally starts to decline. It is very close to the 14 lakh. Okay, so what are the conclusion here? There are a number of factors that affect peak. Like lockdown, testing, and social distancing. And it might have happened that there are few clusters in those countries. In these 13 countries that we have seen here, there may be few clusters, and they were under lockdown, so people were not moving. And in those clusters, per million case could be higher than 5% or 10% when it started to decline, or it could be even more than that. Okay, so in India, we are no longer under lockdown, and people started moving from one part of the country to the other part of the country. Now this may create new clusters, and this estimated number, you know, could be way more than this. As you creating clusters, and in those clusters, to achieve some sort of immunity, maybe 10 to 20% of the population needs to be infected when it starts to decline. So we need to be vigilant and maintain social distancing. And again, I'm saying that this is this number, this observation could be wrong in real scenarios. So this is just an estimation. So thanks for watching this. I hope I hope we have learned something today. And so guys, stay safe and maintain social distancing. Thanks.